Yo, this is Dan from PureGrainAudio.com, sitting here with This Is Hell. So introduce yourself, just say what you're doing in the band.
I'm Rick, I play guitar, and this is Hell. Sing sometimes.
Alright, so how stoked are you for doing these 2 weeks of Sounds of the Underground?
We're pretty excited. Shit's cool. We're used to doing more of like small scale shows, you know, even like bigger shows that we'll do if we support like a bigger hardcore band like Combat Kid. Usually aren't this big. I think we're playing to like between like 1,000, a couple thousand people a night, which is really cool. You know, it's not something we're exactly used to, but I mean, we've done it here and there on like small, like short-term bases. Like we did One Day to Sounds last year. We did a Lost Prophets tour that was just like 4 or 5 shows in the UK. We did like a 5-show Glassjaw tour in the US. So I mean, we're not like completely strangers playing like on a bigger stage with a bigger crowd, but it's not exactly what we're used to normally do. So being able to do it for full solid 2.5 weeks is really cool. Playing to like a totally different type of crowd, which is good also. You know, expose some new kids to hardcore, hopefully.
You guys are a pretty fresh band. When you guys left your previous bands, did you ever think that you guys would take off as fast as you did?
I think we kind of hoped it would work like that because we all did so many other bands for so many years that it was like, for whatever reason, one of the other bands couldn't get like a break, you know, or like a big break per se, like solid label interest or interest from like a booking agent or anything. It's kind of like those are the 2 biggest things you may need. Like, you know, you need label interest to kind of help your band, so you could go in and record, and people can know that your band exists, your album is out there, and they can go and get it, and then, you know, to support that. Like, we went the first 2.5 years of touring without a booking agent. So it's not like essential that you have one, but it makes life so much easier. Like, you know, it's all, you know, you got to take steps to get to certain levels. So I don't think we knew like, oh, we're gonna form this band, and just because we did all these other bands, it's gonna take off. We kind of hoped that it would. You know, we'd be able to perpetuate ourselves, and that's what it is. I think it was just we had the drive from the beginning. That we got everybody from different bands that really wanted to do it, put them into one band. We're like, all right, we're gonna record this, we're gonna put this out ourselves. We have to. We're gonna tour for 9 months out of the year, even if we had to book it ourselves. That's what we did for pretty much 2 years straight.
Well, with label interest, Trustkill got picked you up. Was that a confidence booster for you, and what you guys?
Yeah, definitely. When we were our EP came out, which, you know, put out a demo first, which came out 7 days. So we put out an EP with a small label from our home. When that came out, we were, you know, like I guess like shopping it around to other labels, and there was only a handful of labels that we really wanted to, you know, go with, that we respected the people who worked at the label and the bands, like the roster. And Trustkill was one of those labels, and Deathwish was one of those labels, and it was awesome because Trustkill had interest in us just because they saw that, you know, we busted our asses constantly. We were always on tour. You know, we went to Europe on a demo. You know, before, just on a demo, we did I think 4 U.S. tours, a Canadian tour, a European tour. Then we had, like I said, we had a small label from Long Island put out our EP, and we did like a bunch of support tours, which even that was like an accomplishment. It was hard to get on with, like I said, without booking it. But Trustkill saw that we were willing to put all this effort in ourselves. So with their help, you know, it was only going to get more, you know, get bigger or whatever. So like I said, we were really psyched on that label. So when they were psyched on us, it all like, worked out real well. And we're just, I think our ideals and our music is so based in traditional hardcore. We definitely wanted to do like 12-inch vinyl for the CD.
Yeah.
So we brought it up to Josh, who runs Trustkill, and he was like, he doesn't do vinyl anymore himself. He's like, you know, if you want to talk to other labels about doing it, you know, we'll see what happens. So Deathwish got in touch with us, and they wanted to do it. So it was great. We wound up working with the 2 labels we like set out to work with, or we were hoping to work with, before we actually even sent anything out. Like we sent things out to every label. Like we're hoping these are the 2 labels that that we might have to choose between. We wound up being able to work with both. So it was great. You know, Trustkill is a great label. Great people work there. They're very supportive of us. You know, they kind of know that we're like the hardcore band on the label. You know. They don't treat us like a metal band or a pop band or anything. There's certain bands you have to like, I guess, like market them or expect certain things or not expect certain things. And, you know, you're not going to expect it like a more traditional hardcore band to sell, 50,000 records.
Oh, yeah.
So we don't get that pressure of like, where's the single? You know what I mean? It's kind of like just write a record you're psyched about, we'll be psyched about, and that's kind of how it goes. It's really cool.
Well, May of 2006, you brought out your first LP, Sundown.
Yeah.
It's been a little bit over a year. How's it been working out for you?
Awesome, which is really good. We were all really psyched with that album. Like personally, I was so happy with the end product of the album. And it's funny being happy with the album, even the album's so miserable. But we're very like satisfied with that album. So the fact that a lot of people that liked the band prior continue to support the band, and we got like some new fans with the album. Like the whole cycle of it's been really good. We'll be able to do a lot of hardcore tours, a lot of kind of like different types of tours. Like I said, we did a Lost Prophets tour, a Blast Straw tour. Now we're doing like Sounds of the Underground. But we've been out with Comeback Kid a couple of times on the album. Bane, Outbreak, Blacklisted. It's cool. We get to kind of play the whole spectrum, which I feel like a lot of hardcore bands don't get to do, or they might be afraid to do, because it's risky. When people are used to a certain band of a certain genre only doing one thing, it's like it's different, and it's like a risk. Like, oh, why is this hardcore band playing with this rock band or this like punk band or whatever? But I mean, that's fun. That's like the fun part about being in a band, being able to do that different types of stuff and relate to different types of kids and open up different types of kids to hardcore. Kind of like before I was a hardcore kid, the first time I saw Sick of It All, I was like, wow, this is what I was looking for. This is hardcore.
Yeah.
So I totally hope that we could be that band for certain types of kids while staying with our roots and doing hardcore tours. Because we're always going to be a hardcore band. So playing on this album has been great. We've had a lot of like opportunities. We got to do a video on the album. We got to do this tour, and this is essentially we're wrapping up like the cycle of the album. We're gonna after this tour, we go home, we finish writing the next album, and then we're gonna record that in October, and that'll be out in January, I believe.
There's rumors of a 7-inch split with Toronto's own Cancer Bats.
Yeah.
How did that come about? How's it going?
We met those guys on our first tour ever. The first time we came into Canada, we met them, and we just became like better and better friends with them as like time went on. Like every time we come to Canada, we play together. Or if they came to the States, we play together, or we just like hang out or whatever. So I think it was like whenever bands are kind of like tight like that, hey, we should do something together, on recording, not just like a tour or whatever. So our friend Will from North Carolina runs a label. So he was like, hey, I'll put out like a split 7-inch. He's like, why don't you guys like record a new song each and cover each other's songs? I was like, all right. And it was like really fun. So we kind of just threw it together, went and recorded, they went and recorded. It doesn't matter of like getting it out now, but it's essentially ready to go. Hopefully it's going to be out for the end of the year.
So any sneak peeks of what song you're going to be covering up against that? So do you know what it is?
Song off the first CD, like a really fun song I think everybody will be psyched about. And it's cool, they did a song of ours from our first EP too.
Oh, sweet. Alright, so it seems things are going well for you guys. Other than your new album, Sounds of the Underground, do you have anything else in store for 2007?
We're going to be going to Europe in November with Comeback Kid, Cancer Bats, Parkway Drive, The Warriors. That's going to be awesome. That's about it. After the CD comes out, we're going to probably do another 9 or 10 months of touring. That's kind of how we do it, just hitting it hard all the time and, doing it.
Alright, so thank you so much for doing the interview. Here we are with This Is Hell at Sons of the Underground. Look out for a new album at 7-inch anytime soon. So, peace.